it's the old fella back, or if new here, or Mr. B, or whatever you want to call me. Yeah, chat with LuiTunes. Very good. And it's an interesting conversation actually about various things and collaborations and all sorts of stuff. So, well worth checking him out. Information will be down below as usual. As you know, I always put the information in. So, let's get on. Let's get on with it. Let's go to the chat. Everyone, it's the old fella back. And I have with me, and I will let him introduce himself.
LuiTunes. And I wasn't ready to introduce myself, so I don't know what else should
That's fine.
say or
that's what. First of all, I'm going to ask you about the name because LuiTunes, cracking. I like it. Is that how it came about?
Yeah, because they always call me Louis, and so when I was creating my YouTube channel, I was like, how should I call it? And my idea was to do the video covers and all related to music. So I was like, well, I'm planning on choosing my favorite tunes, my favorite songs. So I was like, LuiTunes, that's kind of sounds, it's short and sweet, and I think it might work. So.
Yeah, no, I thought you took it from the cartoons.
Yeah,
Looney Tunes, you know.
I'm sure that was in the back of my mind, the Looney Tunes that I used to watch when I was a kid.
I suppose it's a bit like me. I mean, the reason I got mine, old Mr. B, is because somebody where I worked always called me Mr. B. And I just thought, well, I'm old. And I found out no one's got it. So that was that. But the B's actually for my name, which is Brandon. So, you know.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people know that now. It's not a secret.
Yeah, but I like, it sounds cool, Mr. B, because I mean Brandon sounds good too, but yeah, I like Mr.
B. Everybody drops the old. It's all right. I'm used to it. But right, first question about it, when did you start playing like the guitar and everything, what you play?
Well, I actually started when I was around, I think it was like 9 years old. My older sister used to be singing in a church, and my mom was like, well, you have to go with your sister and join her. I was like, oh, come on, I don't want to be there. So I had to be there. So that's when I actually started singing a little bit and learning guitar. But then as I was growing up, I'm like, well, I want to play more like Metallica, and I want to play more like different music. So that's when I realized that I wanted to go in a different way. But yeah, that's when I started up pretty much.
Right. Yeah, no, it's always interesting how people start. I mean, I mess about with the guitar. I am no musician. Okay, the intro's mine, but things like that. But I do my own music, and I don't do covers. I'm just me. I don't want to sound like anybody else. So that's just all I do. But I'm self-taught, and you know, forget music theory and all the rest of it. I have my own theory.
Yeah, no, me too. I cannot read one note of the.
Yeah, same it. Well,
yeah.
Like when you did the Bring Me a Horizon cover, that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really was. And I thought, I've seen them live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. That was in their early days, but they've gone through a big transition and they've changed from what they were. I wasn't too keen on them back then, but they've changed. And but yeah. I mean, of course, I mean, do you have many guitars?
I have 4. I've had a couple through the years, but right now I have my 4 in a bass guitar.
Yeah.
So we could say 5, kind of.
Yeah, well, I could say 13 with me bass.
Nice.
Over the years, I just I hang them up instead of pictures. I've got one bass, 5-string bass, but Do you have a preference in what make of guitar you prefer?
When I started playing, I started with Ibanez guitars, and actually I still have it, one of my first ones. But then I moved more into the ESPs because of the active pickups and the sound that I got. And and then most recently I got a Fender Telecaster, and I love the sound of it because I was actually looking for a different sound. And yeah, it's amazing. So depending on which song I'm covering, I'll see which guitar matches better with the
Yeah,
sound.
yeah. I totally understand that. Yes. Yeah, because I recently purchased a not a genuine Telecaster, but being it was only like £149, which
Hmm?
would be about 100 and sort of eight something like.
Uh-huh.
And how good it is, Harley Benton, made in Thurman in Germany. I couldn't
Hmm.
believe it. I couldn't
I've
believe
been
it.
wanting to try one of those guitars because I've heard really good things about them.
Yeah. And it's got like the bare knuckle pickups in it. It's not got the single coils.
Mm,
Which was it. I have got a Fender Telecaster Special. It's not even got a bolt on neck. It's not bolt on. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups in, but it is a genuine Fender. They
nice.
didn't. I thought I like to be different. Um,
Yeah. What I like about the one I have is that you can it has a switch, so you can go from single coil to like humbuckers. You can switch it up, and it changes the tone so much. So
yeah,
yeah, I love that
yeah.
guitar.
Same with the Duncans on it. You've got the old push pull.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right into guitars and things like that. It's very rarely you get a chance to sort of talk to somebody about what you like. I mean, I've got Gibsons, right? I've got Les Pauls,
Oh yeah. Gibson's.
and of course, obviously, coil taps and all the rest of it on them and whatever. But trying to explain to somebody why I've got so many, I said to them, they're all
Hard.
different. They're all different, and I said, look, you can plug them into the same effects and the sound. But
It's,
Daisy Pepper, who's a bass player, she's on YouTube.
yeah, I've seen her. She's a great bass player. Awesome
She's
bass player.
she's lost count now. I think she's got 70.
Oh. Oh,
I
that
did
must
a
be a nice problem to have, right?
yeah, I did a chat with her as well. And she was saying to me, I think it's 70. She said I've lost count. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, I mean, this is the whole thing with guitars. It's like I said to somebody. I says to them, it's down to the neck shape. You'll pick. I said if you go into the shop and you'll just pick, it just feels right. It just
Hmm.
and that's why you'll get it. I said I'm no musician, but I know what sort of necks I like, and and it's the same. It's the same with that. And that's to me is the interesting thing about it. Do you actually name your guitars by any chance?
I don't, and when I used to play in a band, the lead guitar, because I've always played rhythm guitar. So the lead guitar player, he would name his guitars, but I don't know, I never got to it. I was like, I think I tried once, but it like no, I never got to it naming them. But
No, yeah, I know. I only named one. I've got a Nighthawk, Gibson Nighthawk. I've got the Epiphone copy of it,
mm,
and it's got a problem with the neck, so I've got to get a heat gun on to get it right. So that got renamed to a Shy Talk.
mm.
Yeah, that's the worst language I'll use on here. Um, but um, but yeah, so you've been in. Are you still in a band?
No, not anymore. Actually, the reason I started my YouTube channel and playing again was like through the pandemic, all that thing. Because of work and family and all of that, I had stopped playing for about 7, 8 years. I
Oh,
haven't
right.
touched my guitar at all. But during the pandemic, I was like, okay, I'm starting to get a little anxious, and okay, I need something else to do. Um, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my favorite mental and spiritual therapy, music. So I decided to start just recording by myself, and I got into learning how to record, how to mix, and then how to master. And I just started doing my own thing, and I couldn't stop after that. I've been
Now,
doing it.
I totally understand that, but unfortunately for me, time wise, it's YouTube that comes first, because
Hmm.
pandemic. Well, basically, what happened was I was going to work for a couple of more years, but I got made redundant. And then COVID hit.
Hmm.
But I thought, I'm not sitting around here doing nothing. And then I started my YouTube channel, and it just sort of took off, But reaction channels seem to do that. Whereas this is why I try to support, if you like, artists and bands up and coming, to get them noticed. You'll see on my channel, I don't have the regular, just for views. I don't have the regulars. I have all sorts.
Hmm.
Because when I was younger, it said to my parents, I'm talking back in the 60s now.
Well,
Yeah, I want a guitar. What do you want them for? So I want to inspire people and that, and help if I can in my little way.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
But that's what I'm about. But yeah, I mean, this is when what you're doing is fantastic. I mean, you said you've learned about obviously putting videos together. Yeah, and
Yes,
you do an awesome job of that. I mean,
thank.
when I saw it, I thought I'm impressed. I mean, the one where the Batman one, yeah,
Hmm.
and someone says, "Well, that was more like Batwoman," and somebody, we had a bit of a joke about it. I says, "No, I wouldn't want to walk down a dark alley and meet her." But was she an actress?
Yes, she is an actress. She does. She's been doing cosplay for many years, and recently she's been getting more into actually acting. And yeah, she's been very busy in the last couple years.
That's good if you're an actor, because with acting's like anything. You're only good as your last film, and
Yes.
if it flops, it's not going to help your career much, is it?
Hmm.
It's like that. Yeah, do you sing as well, or not?
Does she sing?
No, do you
Oh, do I?
sing?
Yeah. I mean, well, in my band, I would only do backup vocals, and that's it. And I would like to write music, um, but mainly would be rhythm guitar and backup vocals, and that's it. So when I started doing the covers, I also did it like a challenge for myself. I was like, I'm gonna also record the not only the guitars but the bass, and I want to sing because I like singing. I'm in the shower, but but I used it as a challenge for myself, and because I don't really like my voice, so it was for me to work on it, and uh and I've been enjoying it a lot also. So it's been very fun.
Yeah, it's all right. I know what you mean about voice, because I mean I can't sing. I've never got the same voice, but I've got a box of tricks where I can cheat.
That works. That works.
But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I mean, um, it's like when they're doing the growling.
Uh-huh.
I was growling before they even invented it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, I mean, for me, it's easy to do it like that. You know, it's easy. I can do
Hmm.
it. And I can put some oomph behind it as
Yeah,
well.
a little.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just something I've been able to do, like, as far as I can remember, you know. But it's just, I used to do it for fun. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm doing it on here. And someone says to me, so I'm not much for growling, no. But I don't mind people growling in music, but as long as it's not all the way through.
Yeah.
In saying that, I just reacted to one where it's all the way through, but I survived.
Yeah, I believe there's only like two or three bands that I like that it's all growling, because I do love the melody, the singing. I think it adds to the song. And I know the growling is really cool, and it's very punchy and powerful, but I do miss the vocals, the melody of it.
Yeah. Right. Who inspired you? Who inspired you to, to pick up a guitar and start playing?
Well, going back to church, there was this guy. He was like one of the teachers, and he would be more into classical music, but he would start playing like a classical piece, and he would start telling me about like imagine a story. What does the music tell you? What does it make you feel? And it started to give me a better appreciation of music and feeling it. And so I got more into feeling the music than learning how to read music, I guess. So so that was the one of the most important things. And after that, following Metallica, James Hetfield, he was, you know how he sings but plays rhythm guitar. So I was like, oh, I want to play guitar like him. So I got into it, like learning every Metallica song and getting into the rhythm guitar. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the band that most influenced me to grab a guitar and do.
Yeah. Seen them live as well.
Yeah, me
I've,
too. A couple times, two
I've
times.
seen I've seen a lot of bands live. I can go back so far back that people go, who are they? But it's all good. I mean, music, if you like, music is a big part of people's lives. They may not know it, but it is. It can it can affect you in so many different ways. It can bring you up, it can bring you down.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it's all about. I make a lot of jokes with people, but they don't realize I'm joking. Somebody I used to work with, I'm going, flipping punk, it's dead, punk rock's dead, So then, like, Rum Kicks, they're from South Korea. They came over to the UK. I'd done an interview with them, and then I went and met them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've got loads of pictures with them and stuff. But when I got there, then they saw me. It was like meeting old friends. It was so nice. It was so nice. But this is what I'm trying to do. Obviously, like, Japan's on my list to go to meet all the bands I've spoken to and things like that. Try to do that for next year. But this is what I want to do. Before I get too old. But I know that's interesting. So but I've heard this before, where people have been like singing or whatever in a church, and then they've moved on, gone like the rock way and things like that. But it's a starting point.
Yeah.
What did we get at church? Oh, just hymns. But yeah, no, this is good. And then of course your influences is like Metallica and people like that. Obviously you've like Bring Me the Horizon. You did a cover of that.
Yeah.
And I did like that. I really did.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, it's the mix and everything was good about it. The whole thing. And because I am one of these people, I will say what I think. If I don't like something, I will say why I don't like it. Not like, ugh, that's
like it, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't do that.
Uh,
That to me. That to me is totally wrong. But I've come across some corking people on YouTube. I mean, I don't know how long have you been on YouTube now?
um, I think I did have I do have another channel with my photography because I'm a graphic designer and a photographer. So that's why that has helped me with the
I,
video part.
I'm gonna say now I know why.
Yeah. Yeah, so am I able to like put everything together, the musical part, the graphic design, the photography part, and get into videography. So I've been able to put everything together. Um, but yeah, with the LuiTunes channel, I think I'm gonna be on my second year, probably. Yeah. I think this would be my second year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, you're sensible. You'll put up one every so often, whereas me, I'll put up three a day. Well, I've got over 2,400 now in just over 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm waiting for YouTube to say, "Oi, stop it."
Slow down, slow down.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I really can't. It's one of the it. It's like when it's the same with it's the same with music. Okay, I would like to do a lot more with it, but
Mhm.
it's a case of the time, and this is what takes me time, and I don't mind. And then if I do enough reactions, then it gives me like time off
Mhm.
to do all the things. But also, I do like to reply to everybody in the comment section. I always think if they took the time to comment, I will reply.
Yeah, yeah, I try to do the well, for me it's easy right now because I don't have that many followers, but yeah, I really appreciate every comment. Even if it's a little not so welcoming or I'll ask them like, well, what would you do? Like, and sometimes I get into interesting conversations on it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've had some nasty ones, and
Yeah.
I won't say what one said, but I just replied, "Oh, thank you very much."
Yeah.
They don't come back. I'm not going to get stressed about it or wound up because they've got nothing better to do than
Yeah.
that. I do get a lot of people saying, "Oh, can you do this one? Can you do that one?" Yeah, okay. You haven't done it yet. Well, you haven't seen the size of my list
Yeah.
because I don't charge people because a lot of them now are doing Patreon and trying to charge people, and I
Mhm.
don't do that because and then they put something on their Patreon, right, and then people are paying. They'll sit on there, so now they're reacting. There's a copyright with it, yeah. So
Yeah.
now that the reacting to it, and what's happening is that the artist is not getting anything from it because it's not on YouTube, and that's to me that's wrong.
Hmm.
I'm all for the artist, If my channel, I mean, make money, you're joking. You get it's a case of like what anything you make, if YouTube will take 30%. Now you know why they're worth billions.
Hmm. Yeah.
So all the ads. So if you get a copyright and you've got ads going up, then the money's going to the copyright, which is fine. I'm
Yes.
more than happy with that.
Mhm.
More than happy. Um, and that. But see what you're doing. See, I mean, I take it you've got all the things in the pipeline to do.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say what. That's you know what I mean. I don't do that. Um, But you've got all the things in the pipeline. Are you thinking of collaborating with other people as well?
Yes. Locally, I've been able to collaborate with a couple other musicians. Um, I did the video I did before, um, right before the one that you just saw. I actually did collaboration with my old band members. So we actually got together after like 12 years and
Right.
the singer. So he's singing, and the lead guitar came back. The bass player, the drummer is in. I live in El Paso, Texas, so I'm right in the border. Excuse me, between United States and Mexico.
Yeah.
And the drummer is right now in Houston, so he recorded himself separately and then sent us the video. I put it all together. But yeah, I've been collaborating with a couple other people. Also, an amazing drummer from Italy. I also did a cover, and working with Nam was amazing.
She's a wonderful person. She really is.
Yes, yes.
Right. Well, if you like collaborating, right, I can probably put you in touch with a few people
Nice, nice.
from Japan and all over.
Awesome,
That's
awesome.
no problem. I'll talk to you about that after this because I don't like to give anything away. But but yes, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of people out there that will do collaborations, and it's great. I mean, Nam did a collaboration with the anime character Corinne, who I did an interview with, and she never came out of character.
Oh wow.
That was it. That was interesting. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I'm chatting with people from all around the world, you know, which is great. This is, to me, it's great. And you've obviously got more plans, but if you've got more collaborations coming up, well, then that's great. That's right. Have you thought now? I don't know. Do you know Bandmade?
Yes.
Right. Now
Mhm.
then, have you thought about doing a Bandmade cover?
I haven't, but after watching a couple of Nam's videos, I was like, oh, that would be cool. Since I don't play really lead guitar, and sometimes I hear they put like a really good lead guitar in the song,
Oh,
and like, oh, may not be able to play that, but
Konami.
yeah,
Konami. Ah, right. Okay. You just gave me an idea. It's all right. It's working overtime now. Um,
you're like,
I yes, no. Obviously, I know somebody who is lead guitar player, don't I? Not me. Um, I mean, I do lead guitar, right? But it's more done on feel.
hmm
Now, I'm thinking, oh well, I want to put some lead in here, and I'll just chuck something, any old thing in for now. Anyway, I've done it. I thought, oh, that works, but I can't remember what I played because
it
it just
was.
happens. It's the
hmm
moment. I trying to explain that to somebody how that happens. I'm not able to because it just I don't know. It's the moment. You're in the moment, aren't you? And you're with
Yeah.
it, and you're immersed in what you're doing. So that's me. You
hmm
know, and I'm thinking, well, look, no bum notes, we're all right. Oh no, this is good. So I can get you in touch with a few people for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. But say I'll go through all that after we've finished chatting on, stop recording because. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously I've been in touch with a lot of people. So you don't play drums then or anything like that?
No, I can play like super basic things, but that's it. But anything like with more like for like progressive metal or something like that, like no. It's like I leave that to the drummers. They're like they have special abilities there.
Or as I call them, the drivers. They
The
drive the
drivers.
band. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because somebody said to me, well, why do you call them a driver? I said, look, if the drummer speeds up, the band speeds up. If he slows down, they slow down.
Yes, you follow them. So
Yeah. But they, trying to get that, to some of the people. But yes, yeah, it's good. I do like, I do like what you're doing. How often are you planning on like putting stuff up on your channel?
well, it does take me a while to
Yeah.
put a video because I only do it on my free time if I do have any free time.
Yes.
But so usually it's like once a month. I get a video once a month because it's all the time of learning the song and then recording it and then doing all the takes and then mixing and then getting all the music ready, filming the video, editing the video, and getting it out. So it takes me a couple weeks to do each song.
Oh,
Um,
I know. I do know all this because of well, just my intro. I couldn't find my right camera, so my head's missing.
oh,
And so obviously I'd record it and I got to film it. And it's like, oh, flip it up. Green screen, that's me. Everything, this is because people think I live here.
oh,
I don't.
like
Yeah.
my,
I thought, flipping heck. Yeah, right. I'm a pensioner. Um, but but no, and then they do realise when I swap the backgrounds round. I do that. I just left this one up because normally I would have found something related to you, but I thought, we're going to get this done, so I've just left it as me penthouse.
no problem. That's a nice view, right?
But also, when we get like horrible weather and I want to cheer up, well, I can put anything behind me. Just makes me feel happier.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
another reason for doing it. Apart from the weather at the moment over here is ridiculous. We've had all this hot weather, and
Wow.
we haven't got aircon. It's the UK. We don't have that. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I was going to say where I live in the UK is what's called the East Midlands, right? So you got
Okay.
Scotland, London. I'm in the
Mhm.
middle.
Okay.
Easiest way to put it. Sort of on about 90 miles from London and a lot more from Scotland, but it's called the Midlands anyway.
Mhm.
So I'm in the middle of the country.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we've all got our own accents. Like in America, you've got your southern accent, and then you've got like the New York accent, and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. Yeah, we've got all them. But it's all good. It's all good stuff. I'm going to ask. Right, I don't normally ask questions like, but I'm going to ask you, what gauge strings do you use?
Oh, well, depends on also on the tuning that I'm gonna use, but for the lightest gauge, I like around 10, and then on the bottom ones, I think I actually right now that I started playing again, I went a little lighter because I noticed I was going probably too heavy for a 6-string guitar because I would be using 70 or something like that. So I was like, okay, that's almost like a bass guitar string. That's too much. So I've been
Yeah,
doing great with like 50 for regular tunings or like drop D, something simple, like the 52, 54, something like
yeah,
that. It's comfortable and sounds nice. And
yeah. Well, I normally have tens on all mine. I've got some with nines on. So
mhm.
when I'm playing I can't feel it. Where's the E gone? Where's the high E gone?
Well,
Yeah, it's there. But yeah, I do have 1 7 string as well.
me too. That's one of the ESPs I have. It's a 7-string.
I cheat. It's drop A.
Yeah.
Well, then you can play the 6 strings as normal,
Mm-hmm.
and then just play a chord, heavy one, done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's what I do pretty much.
yeah, but it's. I mean, somebody says to me, "Oh, you're cheating." It's not cheating. It makes life easier for you. You can
Yeah,
play faster.
if you have it, then use it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I say. I just make things up. I don't read music. I just know, if you like, patterns on the guitar where, but that's me.
Mhm.
Nothing special about me or anything like that. I'm not a musician. I just do it for fun. But like, I mean, obviously you're doing it for fun, but you also enjoy it, but you're doing an incredible job of it.
Thank
You
you.
know, you've got it. What about, so are you going to do some of your own stuff eventually? Or have you? I've got to have a look.
I haven't. I mean, one of the songs I have on my channel, it's one of the original songs I made with my band.
Yeah.
So that's an original song we wrote. And actually we would never play covers that much. It would be mainly our original things. And my wife has asked me like, why don't you go back to writing? Because you would used to write a lot. So I think I'll eventually go into it. Um, but it's a process because to find the time to just be jamming on the guitar, getting inspired and writing and all of that. Sometimes it's hard to find that time for yourself. Um, but I think it'll eventually come up. So for now, I'm enjoying doing covers because I like to get into it. How did they record it? How many how many guitars were on panning on which side, and how the drums are also mixed, and the vocals, everything. So I like to get into all the production of it. So I'm
Yeah.
enjoying that part a lot.
Oh, no, but that's how a lot of bands start off. They do covers to get noticed and then start introducing their own stuff, like Nemophila, if you've heard of them.
I have it, but I'll check them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nemophila. They
And then-
started off doing covers. They've done all sorts of covers, and when they did when they do covers, they sort of dress the part. So when they did a Kiss cover, they've all got the makeup on,
Makeup and
and
everything.
the bass player's hanging a tongue out like what's it? But but that's how they are. That's incredible what they've done, and of course now they're doing their own stuff, and now they've built up a big following. You know, I mean, I'm a fan of them and things like, and but that's there's another band you could do a cover of. But Saki and they're phenomenal guitarists. These ladies, oh, men have held women back too long now. They're showing us how it's done. Ah, they're incredible. But so this is it. But oh no, this is good. So then I'm gonna have to check your channel out. I will be doing something else on your channel. I'll have a mosey, get a bit of time, and I'll have a look at what you've done. The reason I did Batman, I thought, oh, Batman, I know Batman. It's one of them. It's just you just instantly see it and thinking, oh yeah, everyone knows Batman.
Yeah. Yep.
Things like that. And I take it you are more into rock, out and out rock music than anything else.
Yes, I do listen to a lot of pop and slower music, not so, but as far as playing guitar, yes, it's like rock metal. That's what I enjoy jamming into. But like Billie Eilish, I love her songs. Or Bjork, that's another artist that I love, and it's not rock or metal.
I know, because she is definitely different when she came onto the scene. Yes. But that's
Mhm.
it. Different.
Different.
This is what we like. I mean, I know I'm old, but most people like my age don't like change.
Hmm.
Most people my age won't listen to the music I'm listening to,
Hmm.
and they won't even know who they are. But but
Yeah.
it's you've got to move with the times, and I move with the times, and I listen to it. I mean, I was brought up with, like, I'm as much as the Beatles were great songwriters, I'm not a fan of the Beatles because they weren't, if you like, sort of heavy enough for me.
Uh-huh.
I was into a band called T-Rex,
Hmm.
if you've heard of.
I
So,
I think
well, Bang a Gong was the American hit, if you like. But in this country, it was called Get It On, but they couldn't. It was called Get It On, Bang a Gong. But because of America, they couldn't use Get It On, so they had to call it Bang a Gong.
Mm.
So they did that. But and of course, then like AC/DC. I mean, I've seen the original AC/DC.
Wow.
Yeah. Back and things like that. It's just, God, they were loud. You couldn't hear anything when you came out of the concert hall. You were completely, yeah,
the ringing.
Yeah. And I mean, I was in a band back in the 70s, but when they said they wanted to do Beatles covers, that was it. I left. And they called me a punk rocker before punk rock was invented, I think, because I kept saying, can't we do our own stuff? Can't we do our own stuff? Mm-hmm. And then, because then I packed up for 20 odd years not playing the guitar. Wow. Because life or whatever, and then I sort of started again. But it's I can understand, like when you said you picked it up again and start playing. Yeah. This is good. And so, because I mean, like nowadays, if you was in a band, the only way you're going to make money is by touring. And now they're all having problems touring because of getting the transport and the cost of it all.
Yes, I've heard a lot of shows getting canceled and bands having problems with some of their concert dates. Yeah.
It's not good. And of course, the fuel prices have gone through the roof and things like that. Well, they have here.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's hard. I mean, because then COVID hit, which doesn't help bands. But like I say, when COVID hit, that's when you started getting back into music, yeah?
Yes. So that was the good thing that came out of it,
Oh yeah. I suppose with me, if you like, my channel was what came out of that, and it's something that I can't sort of. I can't explain, but I can't leave it. I can't. I couldn't walk away from it for a week without, I'd probably it'd be like an alcoholic that's not been drinking. I'd be get the shakes. And plus meeting people like yourself. This is the if you like the bonus side to what I'm doing. Meeting the people that I react to. I really are, and thank you for that. Thank you for doing this, because to me, that's what it's all about. It's meeting the people and trying to show all the people, or go and check this channel out. That's another thing I do. All the information will be headed towards your channel. Mm-hmm. I'm not bothered about mine. I'm not bothered about me. That's I'm here to promote artists, bands, whatever we've got going. From wherever in the world. Because
it's something really cool that you're doing. And I was checking your obviously your reactions, but then I went to see the interviews you were doing, and I saw that like it was just having a conversation and very laid back and everything.
Oh yeah.
So okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it like they do on the TV. Dig into someone's past and go, oh, when you were there, no, we don't do that. It's more of I do it more of a chat to sort of to get to know the person. I'm not one of these. I say that, I mean, sometimes obviously with some of the Japanese, I have to have a list, and we send them the list and we go through the list. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why I won't be asking you what your favorite color is, because it's usually more of a female thing. Yeah.
Black.
Oh yeah, black. Okay. Me, I don't know. But I always have the joke when they said about, one goes purple and I've got a purple V. Have you seen that?
I
It's
I
all
haven't.
mine are all, and somebody says to me, "That's not a V because it's got cutouts in it."
Different shape.
And I says, "It is a V." I says, "Because it doesn't slide off your knee."
Yeah, no, it is beautiful. But yeah, it's a different type of V, I
Yeah,
guess. But it's
reason
still
for
a V.
that, got it at the right price. They made a mistake with the name of it. Instead of it calling it Warlord, they called it Warload.
Oh well.
And and the thing is, it's on the cover. If you truss rod adjustment, so I just turned it round. But so, and it's made by Tanglewood. They're known for making acoustic guitars. Chinese, the Chinese, I think, aren't they? I'm not sure now, but anyway, there was a red version of that came out, and it was like twice as much.
Oh wow. Just for the color.
I also have a pink guitar. Hey, yeah, what it is, because of I have pink guitar. Where is it?
I mean, if you have more than 10 guitars, then you better have a pink one,
There's the pink
purple
one.
one.
That's the pink one.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty pink.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're all three Les Pauls and a Schecter. That one's the Schecter on the end, but yeah, see what I mean about my background. I just swap and change, but it's what it's all about. You see, I mean, how with Ibanez, how do you like Ibanez? How do you get on with them? Because they've got that fast neck, haven't they?
Yes, because I actually have kind of small hands, so it was comfortable for me to play on it. And yeah, it's very, very fast neck, very thin. So it was comfortable too. So I think that's why I like them to start with.
Yeah, that's why Angus Young got a SG because of the size of his hand. And that's what he said. He says because it's got the smaller neck,
Yeah.
but he sort of helped make SG famous, didn't he? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. I mean, I found this, C shape, D shape, V shape, all these different necks. Like, if you like that one, the pink one, that's the most expensive. It's should have been £3,000, right? But they were selling them for half price for whatever reason. But this was at the point when Gibson was just got a new CEO, and they're having problems. That was supposed to originally have the what they call the robot tuning on it.
Oh, I remember those. You would see the knobs turning by themselves, right? Like
Yeah,
tuning.
that one next to it has got it. That one there.
And how does that work? Does it tune very well? Like does it?
Well, it's weird when you go like, I know, zzz.
Yeah. You let it do its thing.
Yeah. Well, that's an HP. So all the pink one. So all the knobs lift up for different things. You got coil split, the Peter Green thing, and one's to sort of up the volume a bit and things like that. And then you've got in the back, you've got dip switches, right, to change whatever they are. It's crazy. It's a crazy guitar, but only because I sold it at half price, so I got it. And
Nice.
if I hadn't done, the next day they'd all gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's one of them. So I've got it, and that's it. And of course, the locking tuners, which is good. And that's because I mean, Les Pauls are known for being weird when it comes to tuning.
Yeah.
It's because of the strings going like that. If all the strings went straight up, level, is the tune better stability.
Also, what I liked of my my 7-string ESP, it has the Evertune bridge, and that's awesome because the guitar does stay in tune. You can go hard on it, and it stays in tune. Like very good, very good.
Whammy? Have you got a whammy bar on it?
No, since I don't really do a lot of lead guitar, so I liked it without a whammy bar, but
Yeah,
it's really it still is really good.
I know. I had one guitar with a whammy bar. Never again. Never again. That's it. Strings popping out, all sorts going wrong with it. And then I had to learn how to set one up, which I did do.
That's
But anyway, it's I'm not a fan of whammy bars, although you can do some interesting things. Right. Another thing, what equipment? What do you record on? What equipment do you use for recording?
I use an Universal Audio Apollo X. I said it.
Yeah, it's like I know it. Yes.
Apollo Twin X, and now I got a preamp that's kind of like a clone of a 1073. So for vocals, and I use it for the bass too, because it adds more grit to it, to the sound.
Yeah.
And I use Cubase as a DAW to record.
It's all right. I never got on with Cubase. I'm just using Reaper. What I've got a Helix. The LT, not the big, the LT, not the. And of course, what you can't do with that, it's incredible what you can do with it.
Wow.
If you want inspiration, just mess about with it. You'll get some weird sound, and you're inspired. But yeah, no, it's interesting because with Cubase, I just never got on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone started using Pro Tools, didn't they?
Yes.
You've got a Mac though, so why are you using Logic?
It's weird. When I was first looking into different DAWs, I was looking into just Logic, and I was looking at some tutorials, and somehow I got into a channel with Cubase, and I'm like, that looks, I like how it works. So I got a free 30-day trial, and I think Logic was getting stuck or something. It was doing something weird, and then I started doing Cubase, and it was flowing better. And then I just kept working with Cubase, and that's what I got used to using now. So
yeah. No, I've got PreSonus one as well. I did use Sony at one time, but didn't pay for it, I'll be honest. I don't care if they know. Look, it's too late now, because they're always ripping people off. So, well, Sony's the only place. If you wanted an instruction manual, you own the product, they would charge you like something like £10 for it. Whereas any other company, you can just download it for free.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm glad I ripped them off for their £400 worth of software. But now I'm using Reaper. I have all my music's done on a Mac, by the way. Not this. This is just my everyday computer.
Okay.
Well, it was rebuilt because I realised the other one I'd had for 11 years and it was due for an update.
It needed a little more
punch. I build my own anyway. So,
cool.
But yeah, so Macs for music. That's it. Nothing else goes on there. Just me music. Nothing else. That's it. I have got. I think I have got Logic, but I've never got around to using it. You always stick with what you're happy with.
Yeah, with what it's easier for you, and yeah, you just keep using that.
Yeah, because Cubase was the industry standard. I don't know if it still is.
I think it's more, I've heard more about Pro Tools, but I see that now people are more open to going into other DAWs more than before, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's interesting because I mean I know a lot of people use Alberton.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, this is a great conversation because if people watch this, what are they on about?
I know most people. What are the
No, I don't mind. It's bit no, I obviously this is what I like. I do like talking about things like this, and it's not often I get the opportunity to talk to somebody, you know, about what equipment they're using and all the rest of it. It's the same as effects. What effects do you have?
um I have a lot. Actually, one of the things that also got me inspired to doing music again, because I sold my equipment. So I not my guitars, but I sold my equipment, my amp, my cabinet. And then when I noticed about Neural DSP, their amp simulators, and I heard him like, this sounds like the real thing. I mean, this sounds awesome. I mean, like, technology has gone so far now. And so I started jamming into it, and I'm like, this sounds great. So I have a bunch of those amps. And as far as effects, I started with Waves plugins. And I also have Sound Toys and what else? Forgetting I'm forgetting a couple more, but yes, I have a bunch of plugins. Some I use them for just the guitar, or some for vocals, and most of them for mixing, compressors and saturators and all of that fun stuff.
Right, yeah, because I've got a Variax guitar, line 6 Variax. Now
Hmm.
that plugs into the Helix via an internet lead,
Oh.
right? So if you
Hmm.
wanted drop D on that, you just turn the knob
That's cool.
and you can do all sorts, different tunings and all sorts. It can sound like a banjo, a sitar, you know, but that's just, I think that's why I got it. But by having the Helix, I don't have to have stacks of amplifiers everywhere.
Hmm.
You've got loads in there, but hey, that's why I do it. It's really anyway. I suppose we should really sort of end this sort of
I
chat
know,
now.
right?
But I always say this about doing the second one later on down the road, sort of thing. Just to sort of catch up and everything else. So I'll stop I'll stop the recording when I find the button, and uh, and
Um,
and say I'm going to say cheerio to everybody. So it's goodbye from me.
and goodbye from Louis.
Bye for now. Well, there you go. Interesting, very interesting what he's doing. Very, very interesting, and what he wants to do. And so we'll never know. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? What the future holds for everyone. And hopefully moving forwards, collaborations are on the way and all the rest of it. But yeah, very good what he's doing. I really like what he's doing, and the quality of his videos is outstanding. Anyway, like I say, information will be down below, everything about him, so you can go and check him out, check his channel out, and everything else. So there you go. Enough for me rabbiting on. Great person. And I'd just like to say thank you, everybody. So all you people for your comments, your support, and everything else. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, please, please, please stay safe. We'll be back.